but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel, where my goal tonight is to get you a little bit closer to the other side. So we are going to take callers. This is a date night. So please, please, please get your calls in. Get in that call line, 310-997-4966. 310-997-4966. I am excited to be here. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had a date night. Obviously, last week was a great episode with Kale. What a really sweet, sweet man he is. But I am excited to have you to connect to your loved ones and to answer your burning questions, okay? So we have a couple things coming up. The development circles are next week, okay? So there's a beginners and an advanced. So regardless of your level, we meet one time a week and you get a chance to work on your gifts, to practice. We have a really great time. You meet new friends. So this is the beginners development circle, and this is on Wednesday nights. It's for anybody. So any level, anyone. I just want you to know that you could kind of come in, join us, and learn a little bit more. Now, if you are advanced, you do want to go ahead and sign up for the Advanced Spirit Circle. So this one is if, you know, you're doing readings and you want more detail, you want more fluidity, and you're ready to dive in, that one is for you. And then if you're looking to build your spiritual business, I'm offering the private mentoring. Having a business in the spiritual world can be difficult because you have a lot to work through, from what services do you want to provide? How do you really share your gift? And how do you really keep the integrity of that healing along with doing this as a business, as they say? But it's absolutely possible to help others and to really give yourself that opportunity to do it full time. So this is the Spiritual Business Group Mentoring, and we start this June 3rd. And this has really been a lot of fun. I love watching my students grow and build and really find who they are in this community here and to really set themselves apart. So I am excited to have you, to connect with you, and seriously to take your calls and to answer your questions. You know, there's a lot going on. As you know, summer is approaching. We have graduations. We have some proms. There's a lot of energy in the air, as you can imagine. So just allow yourself to kind of hold your space through the next couple months, because it may be a little different for you to regather, right? You're not used to gathering. It's been a while since we've gotten into groups and communities. But give yourself that space. If you are sensitive to energy, really make sure you are creating that nice kind of a space for yourself. You can push your aura out and it will really just help you hold your space so that you don't get distracted. And I mean, I'm excited to be around people. I think it's been great to see people and to see people hug again. It's been a long time since we've been able to really hug. So, but we are on the other side of this, and it feels to be pretty good. So I hope you have something fun planned for the summer where you're able to kind of put your toes in the water a little bit. Just think, last year we weren't even allowed in the water, which is just the craziest concept, isn't it? So here we are. So let us take some callers, right? So you all know the rules, right? Who wants to repeat the rules back to me? Go ahead. Remember, let's shut off the speakerphone and let's shut off the ringing. No ringing, dinging, blinging, barking husbands and meowing cats and dogs and children, right? Let's really go ahead and keep that quality, sound quality, as best as we can. It's really important. If you have your headset on or you're listening to the TV, there's feedback. and the call has to be dropped. So it's just important. If you want to get through and you want your question, please, please, please help us out the best that you can so that everyone really does have the experience of listening to your connection or your question, right? So let us do this. I am excited. Here we go. 530.
Hi, Colby.
Hi there. Who is this?
This is Christy.
Hi, Christy. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. What can I do for you tonight?
Good. Well, I lost my best friend probably in the mid-90s, and her name was Kathy, and her little sister just passed away, and I'm having a hard time with it. I just wondered if there's any way Kathy could come through.
Okay. So I get a lady, the first thing I got, so let's see if this is her or her sister, right? Because I've got a lady that comes through just bursting through the door. Like, no one's telling her no. No one's getting in her way. When she wants something, she wants it now. Like, no one's going to tell her otherwise. Like, I got a really kind of this really fun, strong personality as soon as you mentioned her name. So is that Kathy or is that the sister?
Yeah,
okay.
That's Kathy.
And I just come in like, almost, I wonder if she even has a potty mouth, right? Because I just want to come in and I'm just going to lay it down. So I just...
Yeah, that's Kathy.
Okay. Also, did she smoke? Is that her that's also smoking? Would that make sense? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I got see, this is her. And she just really gives, I wonder, this is going to sound very strange. Do you know if, I hate to say this, do you know she didn't wear a bra or, or if she just didn't like, there's something about a bra or something about her tops. I don't know. Does that make sense around her?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you understand her wearing tank tops? Or there's she shows me? Okay. I feel like she just gives me a sense of coming on in, just kind of not afraid to tell anyone. She shows me a tattoo. So I feel like either she had a tattoo or somebody got a tattoo for her. So do you understand if somebody got a tattoo for her? And there's a rose, either the name Rose or an actual tattoo of a rose.
I'm not sure about that.
Can you find out, or can you see if you see it and let us know in the comments? Because
I will.
Okay. Really think about that, because I feel like it's so strong that she gives it to me. Okay. And she gives me a feeling. I feel like her little sister is ill prior to the passing. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because I get a sense that I'm dealing with that she was around her sister prior to her passing. And I do feel like we've got a decline in the health, right? Also, something is weird, maybe even cancer as well. Oh, I wonder if Kathy had cancer. Did you say she had cancer?
No, she didn't have cancer.
Did the sister have cancer? Do you know if the sister had cancer?
I don't know. She just passed so quickly, and I'm not really sure what she passed from. Okay.
I get the sense that I feel like with one of them, I've got an illness in my chest, okay? So there's definitely something.
She had like COPD.
Okay. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And I get the feeling, she's letting me know. I know the passing of the sister was very recent. But I do know that they are together on the other side. So she lets me know that. Kathy just gives me a feeling of like, this is about you charging on, right? She is just like, it is like, let's go charging on. And it is the end. Like, I feel like it's, the passing of the sister is kind of a marking of a passing of a time, right? Because again, I think Kathy just gives me a sense of we're just going to be wild. We're going to be fun. We're going to be wild. We're not going to let people tell us who we are. Does that make sense?
Funny. Yes, it does.
Okay. And
that's the immediate thought I had after Kelly died. Like,
yeah.
Here we go.
This is it. And so she gives me the feeling where I don't know if she dated someone with a motorcycle, but she just gives me the sense of getting on the back of a bike and she's riding.
I don't know about that one.
Okay. I feel like, again, I just know that they're together, and there's something about the rose. So you don't know the name Rose connected to Kathy or a tattoo of a rose?
No, I don't, but I'll have to talk to her daughter or something and ask.
Do me a favor. I really feel like there's a tattoo for her, and I feel like there's even a rose name or a rose connection. And remember, it can be a middle name. And you just got to promise that you're going to put it in the comments for us. Okay?
I promise. I will.
Okay. Just know that she loves you so much. She loves you, but this is about you charging on, okay?
Well, that would be Kathy telling me to charge on. So
yes, you got this. You got this. And lots of love to you, hon.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I know there's a Rose. I can't wait for her to I can't wait. I'm waiting for the comments. I can't wait. 724. Hey, 724.
Hello.
Hi there. This is Colby. Who is this?
This is Kathy Waywright.
Hi, Kathy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am well. What can I do for you?
I was just wondering, I had a reading from you a while back, and you and the lady, I think her name was Lisa, were spot on about Ron. And I've been telling everybody about you guys. But anyway, the reason I'm calling tonight is because I've been feeling a little down and out.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you messages from him. Is he happy with what I'm doing or anything like that? Any message at all?
Yeah. And this is, and you said this is your husband?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know physically, but he makes me feel like he's a larger man. So even physically, was he a larger man for you, honey?
Well, in my heart, yeah, but he was only like 5'10", so he wasn't a real tall man, and he was thin.
Okay, he gives me a sense of hugging you tight. Like that's the first thing I get is that he's hugging you tight, right? And I feel
yes.
Okay, because that's what it makes me feel like he's a big man. Like I hug you tight. And he gives me a really strong sense of he's very logical. He's a very logical person, right? So I think when we're looking at things and we're looking at options, I feel like he's keeping everything like a rock for you, So I feel like, when you're worried or you're upset or you're making a big decision, I just think that this man was the rock for you. It's like he could just kind of take the worry out of the situation, right? And I get the sense here. I get the sense here. There's something about your home, Kathy. I don't know if you're moving or you're selling a home, but did you recently move? Are you thinking about moving, sweetheart?
I've been on and off about selling the house because it's such a large house to just be by myself.
Yeah, it feels to me that he's giving a thumbs up for this, okay? So I feel like this is about kind of getting to a place where things are easier on you, they're more manageable on you. It's like he wants to ease the stress on you, right? And I don't know if you've been having trouble with your legs or walking because he gives me the sense of living somewhere where it's easier on you, easier on your body, honey. So I feel like there's been some stress again. Maybe it's just kind of dealing with a place that's so big or there's stairs or something like this. So he gives me the sense of making sure it's easier for you and not to worry because I feel like it's letting you know that this is okay. All right.
Okay.
He shows me a photo album. Did you recently go through a photo album or is there a connection to an album with images in it that you saw?
Yes, actually I did.
Okay.
I was going through his military pictures and some other pictures, him and I. So, yes.
He lets me know that he was with you when you were doing this, okay? So he lets me know that he was with you. And it's also, I feel like, I know it's difficult without him in the physical, but I just feel like he gives me the essence that, you two have been together such a long time and that he loves you and that, he's always by your side, right? So he's letting me know that he's always by your side. And he gives me that sense where it's letting you know that it's okay. I feel like this is a new chapter for you and it's about embracing that new chapter. I don't know if you've been thinking about moving somewhere warm. I don't know why he keeps giving me Florida. Are you Is there a move somewhere warm at all, Kathy, or is there someone in Florida that you're connected to?
No, actually, I live in Alabama, which is already warm, but him and I together, when he was still alive, was actually looking at homes in Florida to move to.
I got it. Okay, I got it. So again, it's just letting you know that I think if you wanted to go to Florida, again, certainly not a bad choice for him, he says, right? So, again, I feel like it's letting you know that, it's time for a new chapter and that this is okay and that he's always going to be with you and that there's no need for you to worry at all, okay? Yeah, don't be afraid of leaving him physically. Like, I think there's a part of you that, you've got his things, you've got the memories, but I feel like it's like he's always going to be with you. So don't be afraid to let go of the things that are holding you where you are.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So
that was part of, I just didn't want to feel like I was abandoning him.
No, that's what he said. So much. He loves you so much. And that's the thing, right? You're worried about leaving him, but he's like, she's never going to leave me. I'm always going to be with her. And he loves you. He loves you tremendously. I think there's a photo. So my hands are folded. You probably can't see the camera, but my hands are folded on top of one another. I feel like you've got a photo of your hands on top of one another. So maybe go through the photos to see if you see that photo, because he loves this photo of the two of you. And it's your hands are on top of one another.
Yeah, I do have a couple of photos like that where his hand is on top of mine and mine is on top of him as well.
Yes, he loves this photo. He loves this. Also, there's an anniversary photo as well. It is dated. I am going back in time with this, but I feel like it's like a portrait photo. So did you have a portrait, like, where you go to the portrait studios and they do it at Sears or something like this? He makes me feel like there's something like that and it goes back in time. Because I think at one time, he had darker hair, right? So he makes me feel like, so he's going back in time with this image. Do you have that up on a wall? Do you have it like an old photo that's from a studio up on a wall?
No, I don't have anything like that because when he and I got together, his hair was white.
I got it. There's a photo he's showing me. Do you have a photo of him and you up on the wall where it's a more formal photo?
I do have a photo of him and myself up on the wall. Mm-hmm. We were actually in Florida celebrating and renewing your anniversary.
There you see, that's it. So, so I had that, again, I guess he wants to show me brown hair. That's fine. But he was talking about this anniversary photo, right? And it's up on the wall and he's just pointing to it. And he's just saying the best years of my life. I want you to know these were the best years of my life. And so I want you to know that and carry that with you. And don't be afraid to create change for yourself because, he's right there with you and he's going to help you along the way. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm actually looking at that photo now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his arm is tightly around me and his hand is up on my shoulder and my hands are up on his arm.
There you go. You see? So there you go. So he's looking right at you. He's with you right in this moment. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So lots of love to you, sweetheart. Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay. Let us do another one. How about 302? Hey, 302. This is Colby.
Hi, Colby. It's Dawn. How are you?
I'm well, Dawn. How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, yeah. What can I do for you tonight?
I was just wondering if you see anything coming in relationship-wise or just in general, anything.
Yeah. It's actually, I hate to say this, but I was going to make a joke. It's not funny. Don't listen. But I know you have a grandmother on the other side because when you said, is there anything for relationships? She's like, no, there isn't. So I feel like, gosh, what?
I feel we should tell them to hush it.
I know, right? But it's only she's laughing because she's like, she's giving me a sense where this is actually your time. This is your time to really start it's like putting much more of an effort out there, right? Because I get the feeling like you've been kind of sitting on your bottom a little bit. We all have. It's been COVID, right? But I feel like there's a sense now of getting up and getting out and really making an effort to say, look, I am allowing relationship into my life at this time. And I do feel like I see someone coming in. So if you're putting yourself out there, I feel like someone's coming in. And I feel like this person gives me the sense where they're not in terrible shape. They're just not in super tip top shape. Okay. So I feel like there's a little love around the middle, but I feel like this person just gives me so much excitement to be around you, excitement to spend time with you. I do feel like they like the outdoors a lot. So I feel like this person is enjoying the outdoors, and I feel like it's somewhere warm. So where are you living, Sean? What's the area you're in? Because I keep feeling like I think this is happening over the summer, so it's going to be warm anywhere, but I see a lot of trees around me. So can I ask where you live?
I live in Delaware.
Okay. So to me, it's like, again, I don't know what I'm from New Jersey, but I don't know Delaware too well. But there's an area where there's fishing, there's trees. I feel like, this person to me gives me a sense of really liking the outdoors. Okay. So I want you, and I do feel like as much as we're getting you out there, I do feel like you meet this person online. So you got to get yourself online. Have you been online? Are you trying?
No, I haven't dated in 3 years.
Okay.
So I'm very busy with my kids, single mom.
Yeah,
sports,
but see, this is what your grandma's talking about. You see, this is exactly there you go with the, I can't, I'm too busy, blah, blah, blah. So it really makes me feel like we have to make an effort to get yourself online to really call in this person. But I do feel, and you have a son, right? You said kids, but I feel like you have a son. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because and that son is still pretty young, correct?
He's 16.
Okay. I feel like this guy coming in really makes me feel like he gets along with the kids really well. Like there's no issues. And your kids are ready for you to date. Your kids are ready for you to kind of have a life so you can kind of leave them alone a little bit. You know what I mean? So I feel
right.
So I feel like they want you to do this. And I feel like, you've got the space to do it. I think it's just about creating that time to do it.
Okay.
It's
All
really
right.
important because the son is the oldest. Is that right? The other two are younger.
That's interesting. I do only have one.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay.
That's why I said yes. I'm curious now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this person also may have kids then. So just know that. I felt like you had 3 kids. So they may have 2 kids of their own.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I feel like those kids might be just a little bit younger than 16. So very close, maybe 13, 15, something around those ages as well.
Okay.
But we have to go online.
I'll keep an eye out for that.
No, you got to go online.
Yeah.
You got to go online. I know this.
I will.
You can meet them organically. You can always do that. But I feel like this person is coming in online. And she said, it makes me feel like to post a good picture of yourself. I don't know if you tend to not like photos of yourself or you're something about images of you. And she says
I do photography, so I'm very critical of my own photos.
Okay, see, so there you go. So she just gives me a sense of just knock it off, spruce yourself up. She uses the word spruce yourself up and put some images out there. She's very, normally this would be me tapping in psychically, but apparently you've got a sassy lady on the other side that really wants to help play matchmaker here.
That's interesting. Do you have any description of her?
No, I just get this. All I keep hearing is her voice and just this sense of tell her to go out, tell her to spruce herself up, tell her to put the pictures on the thing.
It must be, that must be my Italian biological grandmother.
Yeah, it's just a real strong, definitely I just got goosebumps, so that's who it is. But I get a real strong sense of that East Coast vibe with her. I get a real East Coast. So Italian is very much like that vibe as well, right? So it's time.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, it's time. So I want you to go ahead and do this.
Thank you so much.
We can pull this person in, okay?
I'll try. Thank you so much, Colby.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, everyone, let us do this. I always say, I'm telling everyone, I tell all my clients, UPS and FedEx are not delivering soulmates at the door, right? So we have to kind of go out and, we have to go out and we have to kind of put ourselves out there as well. So here we go. Let us do 334. Hi, 334.
Hello.
This is Colby.
Hi, Colby. How are you?
I am well. How are you, honey?
Good.
What's your name?
Janet.
Janet? Okay, what can I do for you, Janet?
I wanted to reconnect with my brother.
Okay, got it. Janet, there's also, I feel like there's your brother, but I feel like there's another man on the other side as well. Because I got
my dad.
Yeah, that's who I was feeling, a bit of an older guy. I feel like the man I got is a little more quiet or reserved. Like there's a sense of reserved with him. So I feel like that's actually more of your dad first. So I feel like your dad is letting you know that he's with your brother. Okay. But when I tune into your brother, I feel like I'm getting someone a little more wild, or at least maybe wild in his younger years, right? Because I feel like he's not as reserved. I feel like he's a bit more adventurous, and I feel like he's a bit more taking chances. Do you know what I mean? Also, and I get the sense around him where I feel like as he got older, he makes me feel like he's not as So he's been passed for a little while, but I feel like he didn't pass when he was young. Is that correct?
My father, yes. And my brother, they actually passed 11 months to the day apart.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you. I get the feeling with your brother, there's something with his health that, to me, there's an issue with his health. So does that make sense around your brother? Okay. And I really get the sense, like, to me, he doesn't feel, towards the time of his passing, he just doesn't feel like the healthiest person. Do you understand that around him?
Yes, he wasn't.
Doctor's appointments, or there's something with his blood. I just feel like there's something just, to me, within the system not healthy, right? But I also get the sense where it's knowing that these two are together. So they're letting me know that they are together. And I feel like they were close even in the living, right? So I feel like it's like they hung out a lot in the living. And then there's also I almost feel like there's a birthday here, Janet. So would you understand somebody's birthday? Is that today, your birthday or his birthday?
No, my brother's birthday is May 27th.
Okay, thank you. So I do know that we're just acknowledging his birthday coming up, okay? And I feel like with him, I get the sense where even though he isn't the healthiest person, I do feel like he always had a really good sense of humor. I feel like he could laugh about things. He makes me feel like there's a real relaxed feeling around him. Does that make sense? I just let things roll off my back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And it's like, I also get the sense too, where I also feel like he's a bigger guy. I get the essence of the impression of a bigger guy with him.
No. My brother, as far as height, yes, he was 6'2".
Yeah.
But
well, that's bigger.
yeah, but he when he got sick, he was 113 pounds, and when he passed, he was 70 pounds.
Okay, but he gives me the sense. So I want you to know, though, that end is not how he looks at himself. That's not how he wants people to remember him. He wants them to remember this strapping 6'2" like bull. Like he's showing me his big, strong self, and that's how I feel like he wants to be remembered. That's how he shows me, and not towards the end, not with the illness. Okay, and I do feel like he gives me the sense of being quite the looker. So I feel like with him, you know, he'd get a
lot of girls that like him.
Yeah, I get the sense that he gives me a lot of attention. I don't know if he looked like Magnum PI, but he gives me the impression of a Magnum PI, right? Where, you know,
Yes.
Okay, so that's the impression I get of him. And I also feel like I see a tattoo. So is there someone named Mike? Do you know Mike, the name Mike, Janet, for someone connected in the living or in spirit?
My brother took in one of his son's friends named Michael.
Okay, got it.
My brother he lived with them for 3 years.
Okay, got it. So he wants to thank them. I feel like it's letting you know he wants to acknowledge and thank them, okay? And I get the feeling from him is just letting you know that he's okay, not to worry about him. But he also, the tattoo though, would you understand the tattoo connected to him? That somebody's got a tattoo.
I did a tattoo of our family's birthstones on my ankle, and I have not finished. I wanted to finish it when my brother passed away, but I have not finished that tattoo.
I feel like he's letting us know it's time to finish it, okay? Let yourself finish it, okay? Yeah. And then do you know who Dave is? A D named Dave.
Yes, Dave is my Uncle Dave.
Okay.
That's my dad's first younger brother. He has 2.
Okay.
But yes, that's my Uncle Dave.
Okay, thanks, because he's acknowledging Dave as well, okay? So he's letting me know about Dave. And I just feel like these boys are together and to letting you know that they're okay and for no one to, you know, it just kind of like your brother just wants to keep laughing. It's like, look, I'm fine. But again, let's look at who I was like at the height, no pun intended, right? At the height of his health, not at the decline. Yeah. So, but go ahead and get that tattoo finished. And I feel like you're gonna be really, really happy you did. And just know that they're all together on the other side for you. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Lots of love to you, honey. You're welcome. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Bye. Okay, everybody. Let's do this. Here we go. Let's see if this works. 503. Hey, 503, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi there. Who is this?
I'm Gina.
Hi, Gina. What can I do for you?
I'd love to connect with my mom, Colby.
Oh, okay. Got it. Is your mom the one who caused all this havoc here on my call system?
I would not be surprised.
Oh, my goodness. All right. You would understand. Let me just get in here. Your mom is actually a very strong woman. I just feel like I get a sense of a very strong lady, right? Where I think she would do kind of independent even later in her years. Even if she was getting older, she feels like she was still independent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And I also feel like even like still, it's like I get the sense that you can't tell her no. Right? Like I really get the feeling like we can't tell her no, right, Gina? And I get the feeling like I do feel like she really loved to cook because I see a lot of food in the house. So I feel like she's always there cooking the dinners or having the gatherings. Like, so to me, the family gatherings felt like they were pretty special to her. Does that make sense with her?
Not with her.
You understand it with her grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's with her mom. Okay. I feel like the grandmother is on her side. So she's with her mother. Okay. And I get the feeling with your mom where she gives me the sense where I feel like she does give me a sense of entertaining though. So I think your mom's got a great sense of humor. And I feel like, again, she could really kind of hold her own when embracing people, talking to people. There's a bit of a socialness to her. Whereas I just feel like you can't tell her no. Like when her mind is set on something, her mind is set on it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, and she also gives me a sense that I feel like you have a ring of hers. So am I correct that you have a ring of hers? Are you wearing a ring of hers, even specifically?
I am not, but I suspect I should have received one of her rings.
Okay. Because I do feel like there was supposed to be a ring that went to you. Okay. So I feel like, you did not get that ring?
Correct.
Okay. It feels like you should have. And also, I don't know, are there 3 children? Do you have 2 other siblings? Are there 3 of you total?
I have 1 sibling.
Okay. I don't know. To me, would there also be, I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect though. So would you understand a disconnect to that sibling or a disconnect to a family member?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because she makes me feel like I'm divided here, right? Whereas I feel like she feels divided. Your mom, there's a division here. And obviously she wishes that division wasn't there. But I do feel like that ring was supposed to go to you. And she's letting you know that. Like, I feel like you're not, I don't know if someone told you were cut out of things or out of the will. Like, there's things like you're cut out, but your mom gives me the sense that you were not cut out, that wasn't the intention. So does that resonate? Has someone told you that by chance? Do you know?
My older sibling has represented that 100% of her estate was willed to him.
I see. Okay. It doesn't really make me feel that way. I don't know what happened specifically, but it makes me feel like your mom's intentions were not that, because your mom makes me feel like she loves you very much, right? She gives me the sense that she does love you. Also, I feel like maybe you even weren't allowed to see her. So I don't know if there was a problem getting to see her towards the end or something there, but that also connect for you, not being able to see her, not having access to her.
We were estranged before she passed away, and it was a battle for me to see her before she was cremated.
Okay, because it really gives me a feeling where I get the sense where towards the end of her life, there was a willingness to want to reconnect with you. So I feel like, I almost feel like that. You already kind of feel that, right? I feel like she's got no, there's no ill will. Like, she loves you so much. And I feel like she really cares about you. And I do feel like for her, there's a sense of wanting you to know how much she loves you. And to kind of at least allow yourself that opportunity to hold on, okay? Like to know that about it. I do. Again, I don't want to accuse your sibling, but to me, there definitely feels to have been a bit of control around this situation that was like out of your mom's control, even though you were estranged.
That makes sense.
And so she just wants you to know that she loves you and that you're always going to be her little girl. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll leave that with you.
Thanks so much. You have a lovely evening. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Let's try 925. Hey, 925. This is Colby. Who is this?
Hi, Colby. Thank you for taking my call. My name is Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
And I'm wondering, do you see me in any new career endeavors?
Oh, let's see. I feel like Tammy, the first thing I saw was you starting your own business. So I don't know if you've been thinking about that, but I see you being your own babe boss.
Okay.
So have you been thinking about doing your own business? Are you in marketing or advertising, something like this? What do you do, honey?
I work at a real estate office, like the front desk. So I do ads and just whatever they want me to do, I do.
See. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm completely open to anything like business and being my own boss. I would love that.
Yeah. I feel like this is, so that advertising that you're looking, you know how you're doing the advertising for them, the marketing, kind of what they need. I see you being able to take that experience and helping other people, like also intuitively too, because I think there's some intuition there for you as well. So I see you really working with people more as an independent person and hiring them as clients and helping them kind of structure their things, like structure their social media or structure their marketing, their advertising. Because I feel like you're really, really good at ideas. And I feel like it's really allowing yourself to build that. And I don't really feel like it's stuck in real estate. I almost would love to see you, not that that's a bad thing for you, but I would love to see you in something a little more creative. I feel like you would do really well in a creative industry.
I would love creative, and I would love intuitive. Anything like that, I would love.
Yeah, it just feels like, I feel like if you start, really looking at that, I want you to kind of work on building these kind of social media or advertising skills. Because I feel like there's something really special there where you lock into working intuitively and with other light workers, other spiritual people. And I just feel like that really starts to open up everything for you. I really feel. Do you ever read cards? I know that's very random. Do you ever pull cards? Angel cards?
I purchased some cards. I purchased some cards, some tarot cards, but I actually haven't tried it yet, but I did purchase some.
Okay, got it. I want to encourage you to go ahead and take a class on that as well. I feel like it's going to help things open up for you and be really fun and really good for you, okay?
Oh my gosh, thank you. Do you see like a time frame of when this might start?
I feel like if you do this now, I feel like this is something that you could really ramp up. Even within the next year, you could get it really going. I feel like it's even towards the end of this year, I could see you starting to get more clients on your own if you really start to invest in it and practice in it.
Do you think possibly I can be like a medium or a psychic, like in that regard?
I feel like you can, but I feel like it's a lot more training there. I mean, it's definitely there, but I feel like it's really a lot more training. Like, I don't see you doing it professionally yet. I feel like there's like the training needs to be there because it's like the flow needs to be there, right? Like, I feel like the flow and the confidence needs to be there in order to do it. But I feel like if you start practicing and really taking classes and really building and really focusing, I definitely feel like within the next year, that was definitely year to 2 years. That's really possible. Even the next year, if you work hard, I feel like it's really possible. But I really want you to work on your confidence with it.
That's true.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
taking my call.
Of course. Lots of love to you, babe. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let us do another call. Here we go. All right. How about 808? Hi, 808.
Colby, hi, I made it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, Colby. This is Connie. I went to one of your platforms and you were just so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I wrote your note and you said you're going to keep it forever.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I would love to have some insights about my spiritual work path and also my job to pay bills until that takes off path. If you get any insight on any of that, please.
Yeah, absolutely. The spiritual path is a lot of healing for you. I feel like kind of you are definitely meant to do a lot of healing work. Okay. So, and I think you use modalities. Are you bringing in crystals at all to your work or Reiki, something like this as well into your insight when you're doing sessions?
Well, some energy healing and music sound. I was surround sound, but also I've started taking classes in mediumship and psychic too.
Right. So I see the mediumship and psychic 100%, but I feel like you are bringing in those other modalities, the crystals and the music, into the psychic and the mediumship sessions. So I think you're going to blend them. So to me, it feels it feels like using that energy and that vibration within the psychic and the mediumship. So that feels really strong for me. So I absolutely see that moving forward for you. And I feel like it's just going to be fantastic. But it is also, again, I think for you, it's really about putting yourself out there more because it feels like you hold back a lot in how much you're putting yourself out there. So I feel like if you want to speed up that timeline, it's like really putting yourself out there more and more to offer those sessions and even practice it. I just feel like practicing it a lot more will be really good for you to help bring it in quicker for you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I just finishing up a beginner's mediumship class. So I've got a lot more practice to do.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. But just keep practicing and keep working on it. And I feel like it's going to become so natural. To me, it feels very, very natural for you. So I feel like it's just going to become a lot more natural for you and to embrace it. But I do feel like paying the bills, we got to stay employed for a while.
Sure.
You know, and that's only because I think I see you getting your own little office, again, with the readings, like maybe working out of a center or getting a little office there. And I feel like just having all of that money to be able to manage your current bills plus that new investment, I feel like there's a transition here. Again, it's same as the last call, about a year, max 2 years. You can bring it in sooner than 2 if you want. A lot of that is just about kind of diving in and taking those classes and really like putting yourself out there. I even feel like for you, it's even offering more readings, even more free readings, just kind of being uncomfortable with it, but just putting yourself out there. Okay.
Sure. And do you feel more psychic readings or medium or combo?
It's going to be a combo, but I felt very strong with mediumship for you, but it's going to be a combo. You're going to be able to do both, but I feel very strongly with mediumship for you.
Wonderful. Colby, thank you so much. And I intend to take a class with you sometime because I really resonate with you and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. There is something really quick too, is like I said, I feel like even in the mediumship, the music, there's something about this music. You're either going to know songs of the loved ones sending through. Like, I think the music is really going to be a part of how you work.
Well, you know, and I do sometimes get songs. And what I should tell you, what I have is a vibroacoustic surround sound music environment. It's it's way ahead. It's ahead of its time. And I was trained in that 20 years ago, doing sound healing with that. So I could see combining, like, especially if somebody has emotional stuff comes up after the reading, spend 10 minutes in there, and I do energy healing and help them to clear any emotional.
Yeah, it just feels like, I feel like you're going to have this nice little system for yourself that people really want that experience with you. So I want you to enjoy it. And I look forward to having you in a class one day.
Oh, Colby, thank you. So one quick question. I've been working in the hospitality business for all my life. I really don't want to go back to it. I've been off work. So I'm actually thinking of trying Instacart just to pay the bills. I live in Sedona, so it's pretty busy here.
Yeah.
Or if I got to get another restaurant job. Do you feel like I got to work in restaurants for a while yet?
I don't feel like the Instacart is necessarily going to pay the bills. I feel like it's going to be a little more tiring than you realize. So it does feel like the hospitality, but maybe you can just look for that right fit for you, you know, one that isn't going to kind of demand so much of your time. But the Instacart feels to be it feels to be a little too erratic schedule wise for you. I think you like a system and you like to know when you're working and when you have off. And I feel like that's the hospitality, just kind of finding a position. You know, this isn't about you climbing a corporate ladder anymore, right? This is about you saying, look, here's my schedule. This is what I've got. And I feel like that eases anxiety for you and allows you to now focus on this new career. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Well, thanks, Colby, again, you made my day. Thank you so much. I'm at a crossroads and you said everything I needed to hear. So bless you. Thank you so much.
Lots of love to you. You have a wonderful night and thank you.
You too. I'll see you in class sometime.
Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, everybody. That is the end of our episode. I really do appreciate you all. Make sure you call back next week. Get in those call lines. And be sure to check out the classes. There's both online. You can do e-courses, self-led courses, the live courses. Grab the books, but certainly I appreciate the follows, the calls, and lots of love to you, everyone. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit ColbyRebel.com.